Dagi Jujin Tocha Sange Jindu Chapa Jo Guru Ramadana Jada Zogi Yaza Chi Dagi Jada Zogi Jana Janjo Badu Dani Dagi Ola Penjin Jada Zogi Jana Janjo Badu Dani Dagi Jani Gibe Sunu Ola Penjin San Robarajo
Matati Kvaresu.
Nabia Kuchigoku.
Kedana said.
Particular Jitin Minana. Umana Jubale Chixunda, the deep Josare. The Batu the Jitin Gini. No buying in the Batu.
She's too much.
No, she's much.
The Kuja said it.
So we're on page 158. It should be where we got to anyway was down toward the bottom of the page where it says the statement we have endured great hardship. Should be around there.
That in Della Kujani Kuja that Umatingu that is Koja said the twin but none. Della Kujani Gide Kundu Dobe Chetu Shindu Shindu Chivar Ne Shivani Niki Shivala Sobe Yuji Chubadan Ula Sobe Yuji Chuna Di Jambe Chetu Lam Beba Srive Teta Ribe Gajar Mende Tatiri Kuja Jite Kundu Dobe Chetu Siati Jip Jitin Kundu Tembatus Dobe Chetu Kadula Sigi Amari Jitu Kundu Tembat killing the Erba. Tati Gares,
Oh, yeah.
Tati Karasere Kundu Dobich, Jitin Kundu Dobich Seati Nigi Shavala Sube Eugene Chubatang Eugene Chuba Nigi Shavala Sube Eugene Chubatang Sula Sube Eugene Chuna de Jambechit. The Jambechit, the Lamla beverages, the Miliship, Migi Shavala Subatus. Food Karasure. And car number the tuna years of Chile, Raman and Matubala, Raman to Nandiarba, Tingi, Labor the Jenny, Tuna chair. Tine, you Sula Sube Yuji Tunas. You Sula Suba to see, to be now, to be now some. Chubeno di Jambe Chirtu, Lamla Beba, Bebala Sirve, Yada Ripe Gajamento, Setati, Nea Jitembe Nila Sobatitan, Usula Sobatusu, Ripe Gajam Jumaris. Don't standard in Topa Siati, only Kundu Chidem Kundu Tobe Chiris, Beba Siati Carisiris. 출배 피처티 출배 밀어서바디야 출배 차지하라 봐. 출배 차대당 유수수수수수래야 수라서바디야 춘하지 차지. 야래 춘하기 차지 아니 유 춘하디 차매치 유지 춘하세디 수라서바디 나인드 잠바 인도그나 시작이야 봐. 어두수 춘하디 다베체도 단 람라 베베치야디 디임버다 베베치야디 두수기 유대 유진 춘하디도 도베체도 베베체버리스 이내야 대다 리베가제 두고 말이스 다 리베가제 춘하디가 디야레 춘하디가 리베가제를 메베치고비야 나 리베가제스는 다치제 메타디 제바인데 체스도 다타버디 리베가제 다타바야마르와 디나시 리베가제티 야 리베가제 두고 말이스 디가 멘들 갈스니 유지 춘하야리 유진 춘하야리 이내야 유지 추진 춘하다 유지 춘하디게 람 콤베톱지 다유라 매버소 근데 시드비아리 뉴드비아리 봐 술 가고 람라로 발라테네 레귤 가고 비아리 수리 베까지 말이 어디에서는 가쳐들라 리베까지 람기까지 스니체스 딱 추나 두수 여바 인산의 리베까지 말이 추나 두수 레귤 가고 비아리 람 콤베토 가고 비아리 어떻게 시게
So it says here in that paragraph, the statement, we have endured great hardship in order to overcome worldly conventionalities. Refers to striving at the path in order to purify mistaken subjects such as visual consciousnesses and mistaken appearances of objects such as forms. Hence, we do not assert that these are objects that are refuted by reason. Rather, we consider them to be objects that are negated by the cultivation of the path. So when it says we have endured, so we refers to the Prasangikas. And when it says we've endured great hardship in order to overturn worldly conventionalities, that you can't take the meaning of that like directly. What I mean is that worldly conventionalities are accepted. So we're not going to, the Prasangikas wouldn't refute them. However, they're not objects to be refuted by reasoning there, but they are objects to be refuted by, or to be negated by, to be eliminated by the path. What this means is that, for example, you've got the eye consciousnesses which have this mistaken appearance, because when things appear to them, they appear to exist from their own side and so on. So they have this mistaken appearance. And so the way to prevent that kind of appearance, to stop that appearance, is by making efforts in practicing the path. So you've got the eye, so that's what that's saying here. So you have the eye consciousness and so forth. It has that mistaken appearance of existing from its own side, even though it actually doesn't exist from its own side. Because of the ignorance, that appearance, there is that appearance of things existing from its own side. And objects also, they when they appear, they have that mistaken appearance. They appear in a mistaken way. So the objects are, so that from the side of the subject, the mind, and also from the side of the object, there is that mistake, there's that fault. Nevertheless, these consciousnesses have that mistaken appearance, and the objects appearances in that mistaken way, those are not to objects of negation. They're not the gajja, the object to be negated by reasoning, because they exist. They do exist, so they're not objects to be negated by reasoning. What can be done though is you have that mistaken appearance on the side of the mind, and also on the side of the object where they appear, and that's something that can be purified. That mistaken appearance, the appearance of being truly existing from its own side, and so forth. That can be purified. That can be eliminated by exerting oneself in the path. So you can stop both of those, the mistaken appearance on the side of the mind and in terms of the object. They can be stopped by practicing the path. So they're the object, literally they're the object to be negated by the path, but not the object to be negated by reasoning, because to be the object to be negated by reasoning, it should be something that doesn't exist. Like, for example, we would say sound is not permanent, or sound is impermanent because it's a product. What's being negated there is permanent sound. Permanent sound doesn't exist, so it's it's suitable as an object to be negated by reasoning. So it's just like that. In the case of, so in general, with the when we talk about the object of negation by reasoning, it should be something that doesn't exist. But that mistaken appearance, that's the object to be negated literally, by the path. So it's the object to be eliminated or to be removed by the path, which means by exerting oneself in the path.
Tendu se tena tendu se tu ripe ganjere tati ripa la tene kagu bere yamba mete se ten yamba mete tende imbe chires itu yamba drupati maris yamba mebaris tende rivas janita ripe gacha se ati tendu dishavore tana penaranshi drupati ranshi drupati ripa la tene kagu res Tati tali ripe gaja sigari, ripe gaja le mebe chikuya. La lamki gaja sayati, marandu yu twinati, mana tinti ki pacha, ranshi yu kubana pacha jerwa. Tati pacha ti lamu kumbala tini mebe sukuya. Ko tati lamki gaja re, ripe gaja maris, pati yarba, jidan yare. Ye ya rangili yabati kakuya rangili mebso rangili meba masona kogi teni kresure rangi kresure tigi ongi nyamomba mambuti ne lengi basachi yerba tenti paja ongi yu tentutna wala teni Shinjake la tene le satini le nyamba sanani nyasunu kinga le sampu sanani tendula kidiyare tati niga kure juri wati insa tati ranki biti tenati tendu nawati ona tendu pachati rashi bitubana pachasine Ranshi to be nang chati. Yes, Tati Yavati Lama combat of Jimebas over the yes.
So something that I missed out from before. So likewise, the knowledge obscurations and the afflictive obscurations, they exist. So they're not objects to be negated by reason, but they are objects to be negated by the path. We wouldn't normally say it like that, but literally that that's what it's saying. So in other words, to be eliminated by the path. So, for example, we have if you talk about like true existence, then that's something to be that's an object of negation by reasoning. We would say that such and such is not truly existent because it's a dependent arising. we would say it's not truly existent. It's non-truly existent. Why is it non-truly existent? Because it's a dependent arising. So likewise, existing by its own nature is an object to be negated by reasoning, and that's okay because it doesn't exist. So it needs to, it can be an object of negation by reasoning. On the other hand, so we have the appearance of true existence, the mistaken appearance of things being truly existent, and the imprints due to which there is that mistaken appearance. Those are to be negated by, to be eliminated by the path. So they do exist. They are there, within us. We do have those things. They do exist within us, and nevertheless, we have to get rid of them. We have to stop them. We have to eliminate them. So whether we talk about the imprints or of the cause, the true appearance of true existence, or the appearance of true existence itself, these need to be eliminated because the imprints cause the appearance of true existence. Then, because of that, the various klesha, the destructive thoughts and emotions arise. Then, because of that, we create karma, and that karma causes us to makes us take birth in the lower realms. So therefore, even though the appearance of things being truly existent, so the true appearance of true existence, and the imprints for that, they do exist. So they're not the object to be refuted by reasoning, but they do need to be eliminated through practicing the path. We do need to get rid of them and completely destroy them by practicing the path.
다디 디게 군두도 군두도에 체두세야 돼. 군두디 아니 시디를 제베인스. 다디 이게 제바디인바. 디게 응원주베 제바디기 제바디나를 뜻으로 고자니 지den기 군두도 브자리 칠 신도 칠 준비 never 주데 되지 never 규제 세시도가 어디 봐도 들려 이 군도 도발 자이 잡이 치르세 군도 때 아니 시디 아니 대나티 시기도 나한테 바자들이 긴도 나왔으네 딘디 바자스네 라시기도 딘딘데 딘디 바자스 바자디 다디 이 시드베 시드 인산 유스브레 디버도 수여르바 제네티베 가지게 말이 군좀니 일로디 시드 데베 주시라 유 덴루도 나와라 잡고데스 주시스나 주시 주시야제 미게 남바시바네 이게 남바시바 두이바 len jushi tusiga dosu kangalon jushi rubutila na yu kande china na ya rashi gu tumanna ya innang chatila ta shidu siga ni shidu chamre ta shidu di na chatila shidu siga shidu baja siga dati di kundu do par chari chese di kundu 니 시드비드 가르레스는 딘디기 바자 다티 도베체베 치들 남라 베베치에서 디디
주기세도 주베시라 가 샤기
주시 주세는 미기 넘버시바네 이 미기 넘버시바네 공부심시 나이바 이렇게 넘버시바 파트수 그런가 군좀나 로징 나징 로리 이게 넘버시바 들레다 주시스나 이 군좀발라 이게 팀이 시바들 주시 이 시바처럼 어디 이 나 란식을 좀 나와야 춘나야리 그래 다지다 이게 넘버 10을 냠샤이시야 봐 아니 유시 둘라 세대 좀 이게 남다 무엇이 나부터는 다 나라 유군도 란식을 좀 나와야 나체 이렇게 쳐 그 심지어 비치식으로 봐 어디네 이게 넘버 10을 찬이야 봐 내가 라이유 순서로 소반나에 이게 넘버 10이 취시 돈이 무슨 것도 별로지 말이 취시 말봐 문다 제사 죽시 둘라 유랑은 그번나 차들을 가르스래 그래 시도 참으시게 시디그나 내가 다셔 주디리 이 유시 둘라랑 유랑은 그번나 차디 이래 인지 바자스네다 시디 참으시네 디리 어디 딘도 베치도 남는 베베치고 해서
대낭 시디의 시집 탐오래 안데한테 박자래.
디 군도도 버자리 치르스베 군도디 아니 시비 참을샤 그래 시디 좀 파면스는 그래서 딘디기 바자티 중시 둘이랑은 그번나 차지 어때
And so here when it says we have endured great hardships in order to overcome worldly conventionalities, right? So again, this term worldly conventionalities, what that refers to, according to this commentary to the insight section of the Lam Chemo, which I have here, it says it must be taken to refer to the knowledge of creations, and specifically the subtle knowledge of creations. So this means the appearance of true existence and the imprints, the imprints. So these exist. So in other words, that commentary is saying that since it's referring to the knowledge of creations, the knowledge of creations exists. Therefore, it's not talking about something which is the object to be negated by reasoning. It has to be taken as the object be refuted by the or negated by the path, eliminated by the path. So what it's talking about is can be understood in the context of the what we call the Jugshi so the six. I mean, I don't know how you could put it better. The six bases which are engaged, 6 bases of engagement. This refers to the 5 sense consciousnesses, the eye consciousness down to the body consciousness, plus the mental consciousness. And so what he's talking about is the appearance of the conventional appearances, minds which have conventional appearances of conventional objects, which take conventionalities as their object, in other words. And it's talking about the appearance of those being truly existent. So that's the imprint of the knowledge obscurations. So in the case of for sentient beings, for these 5 sense consciousnesses, it's always the case that whatever appears to them is going to appear to be truly existent. In the case of the mental consciousness, there are 2 possibilities, 2 sides or 2 possibilities. With the mental consciousness also, you have the appearance of conventionalities such as the form and so on. So they, those mental consciousnesses would be mistaken consciousnesses because the form and so on would appear to them to be truly existent. But then also for sentient beings, not unenlightened beings, you have mental consciousnesses which are a case of a wisdom of meditative equipoise, directly realizing emptiness, and in that case, there's no mistaken appearance. So anyway, the point to understand is that when it says worldly conventionalities there, what it's talking about is the appearance of true existence. It's talking about the subtle knowledge of creations, which refers to the appearance of true existence and the imprints.
Well, that is Devati Kutilia. Karasuris. Chimbu never could ji. Churgi Jidengi Kundu Sulushi says to her. Or that this is good day. Churgi Jiden Kundu Sulci Jesonis Devati Theatre. Uma Bay Shewa Jayu Gona Nyajan Kundu Ribe Gogus, Tangondi Jebris, the Uma Bay Shewan Jayu Kagierba. Uma Bay Shewan Jayu Kagiere, just messy. Shewan just use Rashing to Guggerba. Send them by Shewan just to very. Shewan into me, Shewan just to very. The answer that is Uma Bay's Uma Bay Shewan Jayu Gona Nyajan Tree, Gundu Rebecca Gushin Gondi Jebris study Uma Bay Shewan Jayu Gona Shewan Jas Liberty. Send them by Shewan Jayu using it. Shewan Jas Liberba. Thank you, Shewan Jas Members, Shewan Rashim Members, Kavier. Tani Kiran Uma by Kirangi, Shewan Jayu de Rebecca Gina Nyajan Kundu de Rebecca's Gagris. That is Gondi Jebri. That is Rangi Kurangiti Shewan Jasu, but Deva Yasan, that is Rebecca Gina. Think of it, Shewan Jasu, but Rebecca Rebecca to Yerba. The Kurang Sam Dambel could Yeva Yasa, Yeva Ganshi Chiki, think of a Chirangi Rebecca Gina, Chirangi Lugli Yagi, Kunduti, Rebecca is Jeb Gutum, Jeb, Adi Gutumus. Uma Bay Shawa, Tadi Tregi Jidengi Kundu. Sulushi Tibetuanis, Shetoni, Uma Bay Shawan Jayu Gona, Nyajan Chuji Kundu Pribe, Ogushi, Odi Javala, Ku, Shawan Ranshingi, Gonu Batara, Chuji Kundu Pribe, Gonu, Ku Jang Kula, Drogjaus, Da, thank you there. Any Karasure. Chegi Shawan, Rashing to Bati, Shawan Rashing to Bango, Nubataras, Negisibu. Kuri Shawan Rashing to Bati, Gonu Batara, Kuri Kundu, Ribe Gonan, Kuri Jan Kula, the Dojos, Kundu, the Ribe Goyagi, Trojigaris, Gonu Marisel. Kunduti Ribekona, Kunduti in Papachati. Pachati Ribukatani, Lama Guna, go to Mari. Madame de Tinti Pachati Yarva, Shitibti. Shitibti Ribukatani, go to Mari. The Lam Kungu Yarva. So Santa Judge, Lam Kone, any Tamit, Tobe Shir of Dam, soon to Tene, any Kawurva. Teacherang Tinjube, Shawan tea, Kiran Shawan tea Karasuri, Chigi, Gundo Rebe Gonunas, Semdam Charangi, Shiduke Pachati, That is here. The sheet of Pachati, the big go to in nature, Robachi, Insular. The go to your memory. The big one, yet the lamb come better you go. The crew is the same somebody to change you with your mission on the UT. Rebecca to us. Frank Lula Simtamel, she wants the Yarva. The Rebecca to Singer. Rebecca and Chang Kundu at the ship with the Rebecca got it is symptomatic. That is, thank you, when they have Kundu the two, Rebecca to the nature and project is what this is.
So then it says down the bottom of the page there, the statement, please, you eliminate worldly conventionalities, answers those chitta-mantras. So it doesn't actually say that in the text, but in the commentary, it does say that it's the chitta-mantras. It's an argument with the chitta-mantras, debate with the chitta-mantras. So it answers those chitta-mantras who draw the following parallel, sort of like similar reasoning. So what they're saying is, if you Madhyamikas refute substantially existent dependent entities, which is true, the Prasangikas do use reasoning to refute substantially existent dependent entities, because they say that such things don't exist. They say that dependent entities, in other words, other powered Xiaoan, that if they were substantially existent, then that would mean that they would exist by nature, and there's no such thing. They don't exist by nature. They say that actually they're imputed phenomena. They're not substantially existent. So they do indeed refute them. They do use reasoning to negate them. So the Chitta-mantras are saying, if you're going to refute substantially existent dependent entities, other powered phenomena, which, from the point of view, the Chitta-mantras do exist. In other words, they're saying, if you're going to refute those which do exist using logic, then we're going to similarly refute conventionalities. So the conventionalities, remember, that refers to the subtle knowledge obscurations, which refers to the imprints. So they do exist according to the Prasangika system. They do exist, and so what the Prasangika is saying is saying reply to that is, well, if you're going to try to refute these conventionalities, which refers to the knowledge obscurations, with logic, we'll help you. We'll help you to do that. What it's actually saying is, you can't refute them with logic because they exist.
That is correct. Some Kurang, sometimes Shawanti, Zayuti, Eva Yinsa. They think of a Rebecca to Singer. Think of a relation, Shawan Zayuti Yamari, Shawan Jes Meberba, Shawan Jes Mess, Shawan Jes use in the temperature. Just a dash. Think you on some somebody, Shawan Zayut kill him, but that is Rebecca to somebody. Did be Yabachi Rebecca twin, change you going to the Rebecca race. That is going to dance on. That is thinkable land. Ni kids into Yabukundu, Rebecca, got to name, Chram, got a near project. You got to him ever, Lam Kumeto Mishiji, Kundu di Tenadeva. Into the Nawati, into the Majati.
So the thing is that you see the Chitta-mantras accept the existence of substantially existent dependent entities, other powered. Okay, so they accept that such a thing exists. And they can see that the Prasangikas refute that using logic. So what the Chitta-mantras are saying is, well, if you can refute these substantially existent other powered phenomena, which do exist, using logic, using reasoning, then also we are going to refute conventionalities. Is that the word that you use? Worldly conventionalities, which also do exist. So they're sort of like there's what does it say here? Usually the word parallel. So like parallel reasoning. They're using parallel reasoning. It's like a similar reason. So if you can do that, then we're going to do this. It would be the same kind of thing. But in actual fact, you see, also the Prasanghikas are saying, well, you know, if you're going to do that, you know, if you're going to use reasoning to refute these worldly conventionalities, which refers to the you know, the appearance of true existence, then go ahead, just go ahead and do that, and I'll help you. In fact, you won't be able to. The President is saying, actually, you can't refute the worldly conventionalities. The worldly conventionalities means the appearance of true existence, and that appearance of true existence does exist. So you can't refute it with logic.
Tatini, Rebecca, could the dobe cheto, Lamu Kumbe Kaje Miguba, Maguba, Derbayino, Stati, Tingive, the Cholotroche, said the Carresina, the Rebecca Tuna, ni Lamu Kumbe, Tika Pichito, Lamu Kumba, Bebat, Kate Chimbuchiko, the Yamarva, Disiger, 30, Dini, Rebeccanas. Chigi Rebecca to be in a Georgia go says Suna. Dini Rebecca, Ko did dobe chedo. Lamukumbe Kaje Miguba, Deba, you know, she. Dumbana, Mundo Banam, Ribe Mekeba, Tendos, this is the number. Gundoba Banam, Ribe Mekeba Tembaris, Tati, Dandeti. Kunzubati ripe make but temperatures, carriers and a co, near chili draw chebo siete. Lamla cutting Lamla lobati cutting Gugia Maris. Did ripe do to wina? And it did Lamla cutting Baba to remember to create tissue to carriers and Kunzubati ripe gaminubati shaggy richever. Kunzuba nam ripe make per tenos. Imekeba Masekana, Jide, Tabe Nutus, did Ribe Kige Mari, Makeba Mase did, and Jide Tabe Nugris, did Gavina, Jide Tapa with Nugris, Jide Trade, Jide Tapa Sineta, Di Kuntuti, Jidembe, Jide Tapa said it. Semayula Tabala Sigari. Then
let's see, so it goes on. Chandikiti replies, we can yeah, okay, so we've already covered this. Chandikiti replies, we can refute the intrinsic existence of dependent entities. If you can use reason to give a similar refutation of conventionalities, then we will go along with you, we'll help you. What he means is that if reason could refute conventionalities, we would want that, as it would render the unnecessary hardships involved in cultivating the path in order to overcome them. Therefore, this passage shows that reason does not refute conventionalities. So actually what this is saying is that okay, so the Prasanghikas are saying, if you could refute those conventionalities, the knowledge obscurations, with reasoning, then there would be no need to work so hard in practicing the path in order to eliminate them. And so they say, if you're going to do that, then you know, we'll help you. So what this is showing is that actually those conventionalities can't be refuted using logic. If they could, then it would mean that exerting oneself, you know, working hard on the path, putting so much effort into practicing the path would be meaningless. So when they say that, then what it means, what it implies, is that you can't refute those
knowledge of creations using logic. Not only that, but it would be, like to refute them, to say that they don't exist, would be harmed by worldly renown. So what's the expression that they use here? We can refute the intrinsic. Not only that, where does it say that? Oh yes, that's it. She goes on to the next paragraph. Since it does not refute them, actually, what that should say really is, this is me, so not only does it not refute them, Chanakya says that what is commonly known in the world contradicts any attempt to refute them. So what that means is also to say that they, to refute them with logic, which would mean to say that they don't exist, would be harmed by worldly renown, which means that position would be harmed by the worldly valid cognition.
Jidengi neba alati kadichola jidengi neba mijuna nechula tongdaba chawse dan jidengi neba yang mayindi seshtuga tadi jabati jidengi neba yang tadi tongdaba sese patu chinsunga kundu jeshi kati chula jidengi neba mijuna nye jang chula tongdabu jidengi nuguri ese sunga jidengi tsime nuguri ese sunga kati gona ya jidengi tsime nuguri ese jidengi chape nuguri ese sunga neba mijuna nye jang chula tongdabu je nye chula roche usayatiri tongdabu roche usayashtuga di tongdabu usayatiri chula robachi usayatiri doti chisha sunga diri tongdabu che usayatuga jeba digi jeba di jeba usayatiri ko jani jidengi kundu dobra chaye shindu chaye chiri shindu tseche neba duru ji isi sesonga dibato ji tanji ji shebimba dai chegi jidengi kundu chiri shi isi ati tisho te deba losi kyabsonga
chegi jidengi kundu soshi 들어와라.
다 가디 출라 지dengi never 미주나 내장 출라 동답을죠 지대 답에 누그리스 마트는 출 동답을죠 세다 출 땡가지기 있어야 되시네 로제 무슨 디기야 로제 세트 되지 친구만 동답을
족제고스
동 도저세요. 기별이.
So let's see, where is this? 동 공부 같이 제바고 여기 지딩 무슨 소식이 소반이 오마페 시황 제여 공나니 그냥 여기 군소 배 가고 가산지 통은 대리 통문도.
네.
가산지 통지 대리 통문도.
안돼.
동 yeah.
Go back to the root verse 550.
Yeah.
It's on page 599.
Yeah.
The paragraph starts Detana Koni.
동답을세야 딜도 드니야 제니.
And if you go down,
Ale odedu. No, I found it. Yeah. Thank you. Kelly kyola jitingi naba mi kyuna nye kyang kyola tongdaba chawos. Pirwala.
다 동조세 동답은 조제방
Don't you?
팬도방 조제 동답세디 잘 팬도 지기 세야데 구구였어 조제발이 구구여 그 조제세디 되게 조제 세스마 이게 제베 지켜서
Okay, so this is talking about this quote, the second paragraph quoted from the middle way, Chandigarh's middle way, the one which starts off, we have endured great hardships. Okay, so towards the end of that passage, it says, if the world does not contradict you, then we will join you. However, the world does contradict you. So what this means is we will join you. Okay, well, so it's saying that the that taking that position that that you can refute the worldly conventionalities with reasoning that is harmed by, or to use the term here, contradicted by worldly renown, and then what he's saying is, if not, when it says we will join you, what that means is, if not, just like it says in the commentary below, then I will help you. I'll help you with that. We'll help you with that.
never in this don't jidengine never in the Jesus jidengine never in the Jesus that is megavas jidengi tabe never no to shesumbe dende ripatana ni tani be shebe nebe dedala topchwa deba tena ngobo ma nam kijang ribe jeba juni chiru gitana sobe ngobo nam kabana ribati menyeba yinji kebane mayinu keba minu se shtuga adi jebati begin jebati kukute jebati kukute jidengi nebaya yindis tuga
No.
jidengi nebaya yindis jidengi nebaya yindis lepsunga teri yigitu chincha sunga jiden tabe nese sunga tiche tatena ngobu mawa namji jang ribe jeba juni chiru yu tanda sope kundu ba nam kaba na ribati minyeba ingi kepa mi tati sem jambelula chiru tundu miti chiru tundu rupa nasi girba chiru tundu ribe gajal dugi sem jambel chiru tundu matubati chui dame chamal durba sem jambel jere suso chiru tundu matuba yinsi di ribe gagare isi ribe gajal kigi kelingere di dar tingube shayinde chiru suso le soba ribe jeba chene chiru tundu tumatu jeba chene chiru tundu tube ribe manye bala cheba rimi shojige ribe keba mari isi manye bala di gare sine tingube lula chiru tundu tube yosi sula sobatu chiru tundu tuba yinsige. Sem zambe di suso chiru tundu tuba di dipe kajala killing. Tati suso tatingi velo suso chiru tundu tumma tu cheba na ani cheba chiru tundu manye bari mishujigi chiru tundu tuba keba mari yesi dipa tingu chiru tundu tuba yari yesi tati tingi ve shetan.
Then, okay, so then we have at the end of that passage, the quotation from Chandrakirti's explanation of the midway commentary, the auto commentary. So it says, however, the world does contradict you. So we've been talking about how if the Chittamatras say that these conventionalities, they're going to refute them with logic, then that would be harmed by or contradicted by logic, literally harmed by. So the thing is that the Chittamatras say that there is no external object. External objects don't exist. So for them, an external object would be an object to be negated by logic, by reasoning. And in fact, the non-existence of external objects, the non-existence of externally existing objects, that would be a subtle selflessness of phenomena for them. That's subtle selflessness of phenomena. The Prasangikas do accept the existence of external objects. So what they would say is that when you analyze these phenomena, when you use rational analysis on these objects, then you wouldn't be able to find them. You wouldn't be able to find an external object. But that doesn't mean, so although it's not found by such an analysis, it's also not refuted by such an analysis, because in fact they do exist.
Tadine, da kaji se diba.
No.
So tani to mengobe de kajigi. Da so tani to mengobe de di tani to mengo sigre. Tengbe so tani to mengo sigre. Da di kaji dige so tani to mengobe de nazila so ba jide ba rangawe mor mengo ba inji. Tini la chebe ribe gobar mawani shindu miridis da tere da kajigi so tani tu mengo shebe di tani seti narti la soba se narti sine lu chunya le sigere da lu da chugla soba de sonya kutile narti mo sigerba deda moro jide ranga ve moro mengo ve ingi dini le jebe ripe gobar mawani shindu mitedi mengo seadi jide narti be didi tundu moro mengo silabri mishuji dini jebe ripe gobar gogris dini jebe ripe suso tani diye bat gogris silabri kajidi tani jiden be mengo seadi jiden nazimu tusu kute rangawa tusu gulongo maka sewari mishuji mengo sewari mishuji dini jube ribe mane suso tani diye bat gogris silabri ikag marwa chita jide sudo tani diye bat yarba suso yarba akaji diye
Then we go on to this should be the middle of page number 59.
타니도 맹고 세야지 누가 이den게 타니도 맹고 세야지 이 데버디나라 이데 타니 맹고 세야지와
Chiditani Domingo.
누게
Gili köle cidini data kochani jidin kunzo toba jawe chidu shidu.
Jidengi
Sushi.
mengo jiden kundu to jidengi neba mai ani indi shesu.
No, that. Dire chitigi never am made. Because in the
Ribe ngun to chidu. Make it. Ribe taji nurse jebimba. Jitembe karasa tanidu jitenge tanidu chape nubi siyimba chape nu siyadi mundu dekana jite chape nu siyachiba otiri tin jite chape nu manu siyadi jite di karasure Mekeba mase jite chape nu to sesunga. Jite chape nu seyati nagzi moto sugu jite ranga wato sugu ngor mengo shebe tuare mishu. Tani jube, tato jube rishigi kagri isle bari, kachi digi. Jite chape nu to seyati Kana jite chape nu seyati nagzi mola sobate sugi. Jite chape digi nubris. Jata ding mengo sevati. Jita ribe kagri isle.
Nazi that about to some more that
Mengos yadi. Mekega mas jite chape nu siya jerba.
no.
Jite chape nu siyati tanyibe shibe nube tela tele jang topchiwa yinu shi tanyibe shibe nu siyati tanyibe shibe nube tela topchiwa diri jite chape nuba yinu siyati tuba tete jite chape nuba yinu siyati te jite chape ti jite di karishasina Nazi mundo subatu shagris, Langawa to shagri. Shagri Mishwiki, Rebecca Gris, Sudala Super Rebecca Paris, Sudala Super Rebecca Bala, Jiting Nuba Yamaris. Here, that Migan no Siati, Nazimula Subatusu, Jiterangawa to Sumo. Mengos yadi.
Nurse edit consumor minus.
Mikana kundu nuclear was sigari. Tajite Nazimona Subatita more mengos. Rebecca Paris Takachi deliver. So tiny to mengo. Mengo veterans tiny to mengo said the tiny to mengo sesuma. In Nadimala Soba, Jitemba Ranga were more mengo by Ingi. Tinila Jube Ribe, go Brahma and Shindu. Tini Jube Ribe Kagri is. Tishindu Tenimiriba is. Tini Jube Ribe go Brahma, Tini Shindu Metedi. Tondela Tini Jube Ribe, go mengo. Toba Yuji. Tudalo Maju, Mola Gomi, Toba Mirage. That any Jide Nego, Seati, Toba Lot and Dembe, Jidegi, Dinil Juberi Bird, Lot and Dembe to Jidemba to Sugi, Mola Goma, but Shepherd in Mishiji. Lot and Mendebala, the Sheba marriage. Lot and Dembe, Ribe. Go Toba Inji, Trutalo Majue, Nazimala, Tatal, Nazimala Sobatus, Jitembe, and the Ribello Majuarva, Ribala Machambarva. 죽다를 마셔버려봐. 나중에 생각들이 죽대 타니야 말 군도 죽다를 마셔버려봐. 죽대로 마셔버려봐. 나 군도 공원 고만 것에 시기야 말이지. 이들이 타니 듣는 말을 써야지. 아니 또받아 댐베 아니 지댐바라 시기야리 시기야리. 또 동대는 뒤에 집에 고마고 toba yuji, Rudalo Majuya Mur, Mego Vala, Toba Mevich, Sheda, Dini Juve Ribengona, Gabati, Tanya Tuya, Chagu, which Dini Juve Ribego, Tanya Tuya Mego.
So then this, so where it says objection, kachik. So in the middle of page 159, so we have this, kachik, so somebody is, some scholar is making taking this position. When we say that we do not refute forms and so forth in conventional terms, we mean that they are not refuted in the eyes of ordinary worldly people, such as shepherds. Or, anyway, it can be, people who take care of sheep, people who take care of cows or whatever, anyway. However, rational analysis of reality does not refute them. So, form and so forth, let's see, the main thing is that according to this this position, according to this objection, we have to look back to where it says, again at the end of that passage from the Midway commentary, where it says, however, even the world does contradict you. And then later on it says, on page 159, where it says, since it does not refute them. In other words, not only does it refute them, but also it contradicts the worldly, what's commonly known in the world. So that's what I've been translating as worldly renown. What's known to the world, renowned to the world, known to the world. Okay, so what this, according to this position, what this person is saying is that the form and so forth, the existing conventionally, is not negated for the, like from the perspective of, or for the such people as shepherds and so on, but it is nevertheless the object. They are nevertheless the object of negation by reasoning. So when we say not refuted for the worldly beings, that's what we mean. So there's when it talks about the shepherds and so on. So in other words, people who have not studied the philosophical systems, tenets and so forth. So so those who are not, there should be a phrase here that says something about, let's read this anyway. Since it, when we say that we do not refute forms and so forth in conventional terms, we mean that they are not refuted in the eyes of ordinary worldly people such as shepherds, however rational analysis of reality does refute them. So then the reply comes, your position is quite unacceptable. Reflective individuals, that's the top 10. So those who are able to examine things, may wonder whether rational analysis of reality refutes these, yet they never doubt that such things remain unrefuted for those whose minds have not been affected by their tenets. Moreover, if rational analysis of reality did refute them, then that refutation would have to be done in conventional terms. Did I miss anything? No.
다들 근데 다들 듣지 돼 그래서 그래 다들 그래서 소디 아 리베카 쳤다 남게까지 니도가 리베카 쳤다 가르스는 tindu 들어봐. 디코 남곰는 가고 말고 매매 버봐. 이내야 디 tindu 나니 아니 tindu 나니 나와디 마란줄 tindu 나 tin지 tempat jimbata tindu 나와라 소부투스 마란줄 빌리아르 다티 남곰는 가고 그래서 다음에 담부 rashime bati tena pa, tena rikwe tena pa. Ibala tena ta rashime bati kumne. Ani rangi juji tendu nawa ta tindi ni bati kaku biyarwa. Tati beba mambu jani tendu nawa ta tindi ni bati tendu nawa siyati ta pachati je. Ta tindi siyati pachati le tene yurangi ne tubantin belo tirwa. 다 딩이 까고요. 다 타쇼 나와들이 딩지가 차네 단데 아니 딩두가 나와지 야지. 어디 인산이 가리까 그래서는 남라 배버전에 까고요. 어디 리버탄 가트에게 다 남고 다음에도 왜 남고 레시메부터 남디 kum 되네. 까고요. 이에서다 Delia Dinji Dang Dindu Bacha Dindi Bacha di Dindi Bacha di Shitu Tabus Dinji di Nudu Imba Dindu Velula Dinji di Nudu Dangu Velula Dinji di Shitu Yinsi Ani Karese Dingu Velula Tajumbe kubantu bale tinzi pangu yare. Jasa nyaran tajumbe tinzi pangi yare. Ti nyundu breba. Shit pantu yamare. Ta tingi belula ani shit de karisha gurse tinzi bacha te shaw. Jasa ta tinzi bacha te. Ta yesa lam kumbe top ki tinzi te nyala kaku yare. Tinzi ka tha ne tendo tinzi Chunati ka khabuyo. Ani saju cheto ki patur. Chunati yare. Saju be cheto ki nagas. Me tenji te satambu tumindu tamba. Satambu namdu nagas. Me tenji panu. Chunati ta tina te derva. Jada ta tinsa. Chunati shitu chamu yinsia te deri. Tati satati te lam kumbeto chicheguri mishujigi. Ribeto jugaya maresi. Tati lam ke kacha seti.
The main thing here is that we're making a distinction between what's negated by the path and what's negated by reasoning, or what's eliminated by the path, what's eliminated by reasoning. In the case of true existence, so true existence is not something that you would need to negate by practicing the path. It's something which doesn't exist, and it's refuted by logic, by reasoning. On the other hand, you have the appearance of true existence and grasping at true existence. So we have those; they do exist. We have them, and how you eliminate them is by practicing the path, working very hard on practicing the path. And so when we say the appearance of, the true appearance or appearance of true existence, that we're talking about the imprints, and this is the most subtle of the imprints, the imprints and the most subtle obscuration. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Would be the imprints and the appearance of true existence. And so even when you've abandoned the true grasping completely, you still have that more subtle obscurations, which is the appearance of true existence. And this is something that you need to eliminate through practicing the path. You don't eliminate it or negate it with reasoning. So, so if we think about the two levels of, or the two types of obscuration, you've got the knowledge obscurations, which are the more subtle ones, and then the afflictive obscurations. So in the prasangika system, grasping at true existence, grasping at existing things existing from their own side and so on, that would be an afflictive obscuration. According to the Swatantrika system, it's a knowledge obscuration. But in the Prasangika system, we would say it's not a knowledge obscuration because even the Hinayana Arhats have abandoned it, and they haven't abandoned the knowledge obscurations. So it's an afflictive obscuration. So according to the Prasangikas, the knowledge obscuration would be appearance of true existence, that mistaken appearance of things being truly existent. So you have to make that distinction. So in fact, the appearance of things being truly existent is something you would have in the period of subsequent attainment. You know, when you emerge from the wisdom of meditative equipoise, absorbed in a non-conceptual realization of emptiness, when you arise out of that, there would still things would appear truly existent. So you have that at all of the on all of the 10 grounds of the Bodhisattva, Arya Bodhisattva. Whereas the grasping at true existence, that's something you start abandoning even from the first ground.
Yeah, next,
So if you would like to ask a question.
Rinpoche, Geshe Sopa says on page 144 that the Yogacaras, Chittamatras, they use their own version of ultimate analysis. Are there different types of ultimate analysis?
No. They can say like it instead. Challenging also that the Nichuji Ripa Yorwa. Taruchuji Ripa. That Samsamba does a Koranazogi the Taruchuji Ripa Shidanchi Yor. Jason the Taruchuji Ripa the Mindawat in the Yorubas. The cause of the
Samdamelu Chena, ne, Shawan, Tembatuma to Churchigi. You did Tembatuma to Churchigi, the Pacherva.
Shawan Tendu.
Only one is Suchiru to Mato Churchigi. The Pacherva, Tita to Chiveri Balisi. Suchiru to Yatomati, Tuni Tami in Genesis, Suchiru to the Tomato Chiveri Batilla, Tatu Pasi.
Yes, in the Chittamantra system, then they would, for them, an ultimate analysis would be analyzing whether form exists externally or not. And so they would say that through, this rational analysis, you wouldn't find external form because for them there is no external form. So the non-existence of external form is, is selflessness for them.
And the other time, Tatu Bulletin member Jerry. So she let Tanya Jube Jushir, so Rangatini Matrusi. So Rangatini Troop, so she let Tanya Jube Jushir, so Rangatini Matrusi. So she let Tanya Jube Jushir, so Rangatini Matruvati, so we Nelo Tamari, so Cherry Dunto Jiba. Don't want it to Jiba.
There's another kind of analysis which they would do. So for them, form is inherently existent, but form isn't inherently the basis of the name form. So they would examine whether form is or isn't inherently the basis for the name form. And so they would say you don't find form which is inherently basis for the name form, and the absence or lack of or non-existence of form being form which is inherently the basis of the name form would be, you know, the ultimate way of being phenomena.
Then Rangi Velule, so Raman Tomato Chibet, Ripati, Tatu Chibet, Basiliama. Thank you, Velula, so Rangatini Tomato Chibati, Tatu Chibet, Rangi Velulti, Tiny Chibet, but is so Rangatini Tomato Chibet. Need years, so I'm seeing to be need years. That Rangular Kare Tadujiberation. You did them but to Matuji Ripati, Taduji Payens. You think you will relate you but to that. I think you better Taduji Ripati. Yela, some and the Rangibe Mentuyati. So Raman to Matuji Ripati. Think you will relate Taduji Ripati. You
also have the Svartantric position, which is that the analysis of whether form, for example, exists from its own side or not, that wouldn't be an ultimate analysis. That would be a conventional analysis. According to the Prasangika system, it's an ultimate analysis. For the Swatantrikas, what would be an ultimate analysis would be analyzing whether the form is truly existent or not. So the Prasangikas agree that that's an ultimate analysis, the analysis into whether the form is truly existent or not. But where they would differ is, according to the Prasangikas, the analysis of, you know, an ultimate analysis would be one which examines whether the form and so on exist from their own side or not, which for the Swatantrikas would be a conventional analysis, because they say that there is a form existing from its own side, whereas the Prasangikas say, you know, ultimately there's no form existing from its own side, and even conventionally.
That is Shaga.
So should we stop there then? Or
I get confused when you said form, the Chittamatra said form is inherently existent, but form is not inherently
the
the
basis of the
base
name.
of the name of the form. What does that mean?
Or did because of the Konyo Yasmara, Zug Rangisengi Dubarete, Zug Zugshibe Ntajubi Tushi Rangisengi Matusi, Dick Karikogido.
Sem Zambek.
No,
That so she be tiny you she said it. Rangatin. So she be tiny you she said it, you she said it. So she be tiny day. Tobeta Zambek. So she be tiny day. Pro Careso Rangatin you to but Maris. So she be tiny day. That's so she be tiny to be Jewish, Rangatin you too sooner. And it could so she be tiny. So she be tiny the tiny you the Sugi Minti Suk say the carriage Suk say the carriage in a top of Hatasam Richard. Su said some Zamelula. Suk Sebe Minti top of Hatasam race. Su Kuranta Rangal to Barba. Sugi tiny top of Hatasam Richard. And Mijik Gumbarich Sene, Pumba Masukone, Asamlo Stanton, Taco Kula Pumba Sabato Samiati Ku Lola Chichar, Tiny Chichar, now Chichane, now a telesioneta, Kula Minti, Pumba Sabato Star. Put Toba Suishabajuri, Tiny. Pumba Sudinaco Minti Suyamarba. Pumba is a challenge so good to this search. You'll mean did start to somebody. Cook. Bring the Tobella. samlu chitane na chicha ani ko tiliya ming ta barwa ming ki chati tobe ta tamre tobe to ta chi kurang mune tubuman ming ngobu su de tamba kum tani so yamari tani di ku so nye di ta ko ming kande sta to san samlu ta thane na chicha ne ta di ta sha barwa 그 도배 조다잖아. 어디에서는 민디 도배 조다잖아서 랑기팅이 좀 맞고 그래. 너 bomba 집에 당이 주비 주시랑 그 팀이 좀나 민디 랑기팅이 좀 그래. 도배 조다잖아 봐. 이 샘담을 좀 군다를
Okay, so we have this expression form isn't inherently the basis for the name of the term form inherently. So it is the basis of the name, but it's not inherently the basis of the name. So when we say the basis of inherently the basis of the name, or like the basis of engagement, literally jukshi, so the basis which the name the name form engages in the sense of like applies to or refers to form. So so what it means is that form is merely imputed. The name form is merely imputed on form, and the form isn't inherently the basis of the name form. What this means is that, like, you have this idea, like somebody who first made a vase. So before the vase, before it didn't have to be called vase, but the person had the idea, they had this idea, this sort of appearance in their mind of calling it a vase, and they were sort of like attracted to calling it a vase, and then they called it vase, and then it became vase. Otherwise, it was inherently, or by some characteristics, inherently the basis for the name vase. Didn't have to be called vase. So then being the basis for that name is something. It's not inherently the basis of that name. That's what it means.
샘담벨루라 랑팅이 주도나와는 샤와인 거래. 오늘 연루비인 거래. 다그 연루비는 넬루타도 되인 거래. 세상 속에 다니디 넬루타도 말봐. 다니 샤와 말해. 이 샤와 있는다. 세상 랑기벨루라 셰두나 랑팅이 좀 비켜쓰게. 랑기 샘담벨루라 랑기팅이 좀 군다 랑기팅이 뭐도 샤와이 루미 랑기팅이 좀죠. 그랬더니 수기 다니디 랑기팅이 좀은 있는 샤와이 거는 그 유튜브인 거래. 유튜브에는 최대한 내로 터도인 거래. 그러니까 샤와이 쇼도 쓰면서 더 근데 뒤니 말봐. 그래서 다니디 샤와이는 아니 bomba 수준의 유연의 친구들 그 bomba 수준 잠가 다니 두서야 말봐. bomba 수준이 되게 bomba 수준의 다니 두서야 말해. 다니도 그 다니도 법하고 상도 됐다네. 그 나와라 지찬 다시 해봐. 또 베타다.
So the name is superimposed on form, that name. So the thing is so form being the basis for the term form, or the basis which the term form refers to, is of the three types of phenomena that the Chittamatra assert, it would be an imputed phenomenon, kundak, or imaginary, imputed or imaginary phenomenon. So they say, so it wouldn't be inherently existent because if it's inherently existent, it has to be either other powered, or in this text it says a dependent phenomenon, or it have to be thoroughly established, which would mean the ultimate way of being. So it is the basis of the name form, but it's not, but being the basis of the name, the term form isn't other powered. It's also not thoroughly established. So the only other possibility is that it's an imputed phenomenon, which means it's not inherently existent. So for the Svatandrikas, everything which exists is inherently existent. All phenomena are inherently existent. But in the Chittamantra system, you have some which are inherently existent, some which are not. The dependent phenomena, other powered, in other words, and likewise thoroughly established. Those two are what do you call it? Inherently existent, but the imputed or imaginary phenomena, those are not inherently existent. So again, to give an idea of what it means to say, or why we would say that that the form isn't inherently the basis of the name form. It's not like the vase. It's not like a vase was a vase right from the moment that it was made. It's not like a vase was made. The object was made, and then the person had this idea of calling it vase, and then called it vase, and it became vase through calling it vase. So we'll stop there. Rinpoche, Amage, Pana, Geguchi, Yaba, Nyamba, Kore Shingandi, Pendante, Wamadu, Chungin, Genezi, Wan, Tenzin, Gyato, Shape, Site, Patu, Tengu.